33-year-old tennis genius on center court today, Pete Sampras, in a display worthy of his place in Wimbledon history with such names: Tilden, McEnroe, Perry, Borg, Newcomb, Laver, and his future is still ahead. In 4 sets, a victory over Boris Becker that was impeccable. 3 in a row. Now the Duke and Duchess of Kent, and the presentation to the runner-up, Boris Becker. He too a 3-time champion.
Absolutely tremendous tournament for Boris Becker. He's got a lot to be proud of.
We saw that fire in his eye against Agassi, and it carried him to the first set tiebreaker, but then just worn down by Sampras, who was so unrelenting. They love him here in London. He's, as he said, for 2 weeks of his life, he's more British than German.
Speaking of someone who has a lot to be proud of.
The Dutch is such an elegant part of this tradition. Royalty has been associated with the championship since 1907. That's when they played on the old Warple Road site, when the Prince of Wales, accompanied by Princess Mary, made the presentation. And for all our breakfasts at Wimbledon, it's been the Duke and Duchess who now present keepsake to the chair umpire, Kim Craven.
I don't quite understand when they have the umpire come out after the players, with all due respect to the umpire. Maybe the umpire first and then the players? He's been a busy guy this fortnight, hasn't he?
Alan Mills. Never had there been a default at Wimbledon in its history, and then we had 1, 2, 3 this year. He was in the thick of a lot of decisions, including the ladies' double final. Rancha Sanchez Vicario and Yana Novotná last night at 9:30 wanted to continue, almost dark. But Gigi Fernandez and Natasha Zvereva said, no, we're going to go and play on Sunday, and so they will at 4-all in the 3rd set. Final set, we'll have that for you. Hail to the young champion, Pete Sampras. Of the Grand Slam titles, the only golden trophy. The other 3 silver.
And guess who looks to be back in the swing of things for the #1 ranking he held at the end of last year? This guy, Pete Sampras.
Do you have any memories of your 3 times winning here? Is there anything happened that Duchess say anything that you still recall? Or?
I don't think I was really listening. Not with all due respect to them, my mind was in such a zone. I wasn't thinking. I was so happy. Let's listen here.
And just all the photographers, the various demands, getting that special shot.
And this is one day where you'll do anything they want. I mean, you don't care about them whatsoever.
Let me ask you, John, as Pete will then give that special shot. You won at a time where Borg 5 in a row. We saw him drop to his knees in that celebration. Did you actually think about what you would do when you won? I mean, it was easy to do what Borg did, and you kind of did a version of that.
Well, I didn't think about what I would do, but I realized when I started to drop to my knees, that's what he did. So I jumped back up. I didn't want to be a copycat. But it is a pleasant feeling to go down to your knees. You are thanking someone upstairs for this tremendous moment, and I'm not going to feel bad about almost doing it. It looked sort of awkward and weak, actually. You didn't see Pete do it. He likes to hold his arm aloft. That's it.
Jimmy Connors was the last to celebrate by jumping the net, the old traditional celebration.
I guarantee you that trophy doesn't weigh very much to him right now.
Becker delighting in the moment because he knows best of all how it feels.
Well, he wanted to stop, but they're going to take him all around the court.
Now the question is, how many more times for Sampras? At 23, he's got 3 in a row. Is Borg's seemingly impossible record of 5 in a row, is that in his grasp?
I don't think it's safe. I think he has a real shot at it, Pete Sampras. He's got the classic all-around game. He's better than he was a couple years ago. Can do anything on the surface. He's tremendously fit. He's mentally tougher than he was. He's got a real shot at tying that record.
You mentioned Rod Laver, your idol, as it is Pete Sampras's. If there are any young players watching today, they could do much worse than trying to emulate this young guy, Pete Sampras. He's got very rich qualities as a person as well.
And he showed some nice personality today in this final. When he was down a set and I don't believe had broken yet, he had people try to get pumped up into the match, and he's enjoying every moment of it. Well deserved.
And they await one last chance to applaud Boris Becker as well. As Neil Linden in The Independent once said that we English show strange emotional form, unwelcoming the new and challenging. We don't like the young heavy hitter, but we're sentimental about the old and the failing. We just love the champions when they're not up to winning anymore. And so it is for Becker.
Well, that's beautiful to see. For people watching out there, it shows you how much it means to play to even get to the finals of this event. That is really beautiful.
Well, his tennis life, as he said so many times, born on center court. Becker made the fight, beat the #1 player in the world, Agassi, and Sampras completed 3 in a row. What a Wimbledon. And Bud Collins awaits the champion and the runner-up.
Thank you, Dick. Bob Bache brings him around, and here's a man we've met many times here, Boris. 10 years ago, 7 times in all. You've been a wonderful champion, but today it was like waiting for Godot. You never saw a break point. What was that like?
Well, he was serving like a machine. You know, every time when I had a little bit of a chance, he even went for his second serve. You know, he asked me at least 5 times on his second serve, and that's just so good. But overall, I must say, I felt it in my legs a little bit. I couldn't jump on my serve as high as I usually do, and I wasn't as quick on my feet.
Was it a good feeling to beat the #1 player when everybody said the fire is gone from this man's belly?
Oh no, it was definitely, as I said on Friday, probably the best match I've ever played in Wimbledon. You know, thinking about I haven't beaten him in 5.5 years, and he's the #1 player in the world right now on Wimbledon center court. And I guess for me, you know, after now the final today, that was probably the final already, and I, you know, couldn't lift it up again today.
You served 14 double faults, only 52%. Was that the pressure he was putting on your returns?
No, as I said before, it was more with my legs. My legs weren't as strong anymore today, and they could only carry me through the first set. And from the second set, now once he's broken me, I wasn't able to have that much power anymore.
You've been out here 7 times. Have you ever played a better player than today?
Unfortunately, I lost him already. I lost just for the second time already to him, and I would say, you know, at the end of the 80s and the beginning of the 90s, that court belonged to me, but now it belongs to Pete Sampras.
Well, I hope we meet again here, Boris. Thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
A great champion, Boris Becker. Whew, sweet, Pete.
Well, first of all, I'd like to dedicate this win to my coach, Tim Gullickson, who is obviously not here, but I'd like to thank him for the encouragement he's given me the past 4 or 5 months, and you know, I just wish he was here, and I'm praying for him every day to to start traveling again, and I do this for him.
Pete, are you the tennis reincarnation of Ebenezer Scrooge? You wouldn't give the guy a break point. A couple of deuces, and that was it.
The first set, I just wasn't returning that well. I was taking the big swing, and I just wasn't making him play. And the second, third, and fourth, I was just starting to make him volley a little bit, and I started passing a little bit better. And my serve just kind of picked up as the match went on. But it was very, very hot tonight, and I think Boris might have felt that a little bit in the second set.
He said his legs. He felt his legs.
Because he's had a long tournament, 5 sets against Pioline, another 4 against Agassi. But my level just got better and better as the match went on, and I'm just going to go back home, enjoy this. I'm going to visit Tim.
Good.
For a little bit, and this is really great for me.
Tom Cruise was up there, but you were the one on cruise control. 68 winners, 7 unforced errors. What do you think of those numbers?
I can live with those numbers every day. On grass, you're not going to make a lot of errors. Because it's such big-time tennis. It's tough to return out there. But I thought I played really solid. I was a little bit tight in that tiebreaker, kind of missed that easy volley, and then my level just got better and better as the match went on. And Boris, really kind of. He started double faulting a little bit. I don't know how many times he double faulted. It seemed like 14. So I was putting the pressure on the second serve and played pretty well.
Yesterday you didn't want to talk about history. I did. Now let's talk about it. The only American to win 3 straight. What does that mean?
John.
Another one next year?
Well, I'm going to try. I feel like if I stay healthy and I'm pretty tough to beat on grass. I love the surface, and this is a great run for me. Hopefully I can do it one more time next year.
Here he is, the triple kid, Pete Sampras, your champion, Dick.
All right, Bud. Congratulations. A maturing young man. He's more fun to watch and listen to each year. And we've crowned our men's champion of '95 Wimbledon. But there's plenty more tennis ahead.